Tear down that wall. It's Masters Weekend. I've got my green jacket on. Mike Stenhouse here with the progressive Land of Make-Believe Bad Bill of the Week. Today we're going to look at two interesting phenomena in our state that really show you the ineptitude of the political masters, the political class in our state. First is House Bill 8018. This is a bill that would pay wealthy out-of-staters to move to Rhode Island. Why? Because some lawmakers are concerned that we're not having or growing our population fast enough to sustain two precious U.S. House congressional seats. We have that concern too. The second phenomenon is this panic over that little checkbox that's supposedly going to be on the 2020 United States Census form. Also tied to population is the panic that if we don't have enough people, or if people are incentivized, illegal immigrants are incentivized not to check that box, then we might not qualify for as much federal funding based on residency in our state. What is missing here is the fundamental understanding by the masters of our political class in Rhode Island as to why people are leaving in the first place and why we are having a stagnant economy and stagnant population. First of all, let's go back to the bill. Then we'll circle back and tell you why. House Bill 8018, it would have to raise about $300 million in order to pay off enough people. But even that philosophy is flawed because we would more than likely drive away more people than we attract. The higher taxes on businesses and families would certainly cause more people to leave this state. It's patently unfair, the bill as well. People who have worked all their lives and lived in Rhode Island would get nothing while people coming from out of state would all of a sudden get $10,000? Seriously? It's also regressive. Think about it. We're going to be taxing everybody in this state, low income, middle income, upper income, just to pay some upper income people some money to come here. Since when would the left go for something like that? And it's also fundamentally unsound that it assumes that people would come to the state based on a government handout. It's not what people want. I'm convinced that most Rhode Islanders and most Americans want to live happy and productive lives. They want that sense of soul-fulfilling sense of work and achievement. You don't get that from government handouts if you can work. And I think most people do want to work. And that's what's missing in our state today. If we're building, think about this for a minute. If we're building our society based on bribing people to come here, based on paying college graduates to stay in Rhode Island, based on trying to trick the census into thinking we have more people here or citizens here because we have large stables of undocumented immigrants here, what kind of vision for our state of that? What kind of society is that for our state of Rhode Island? We hear all this talk about infrastructure. Well, I would submit that we are building a crumbling foundation for our state if it has to be based on little tricks on a census form or it has to be based on bribing people to come here. You might as well just put up a communist-style Berlin Wall. Keep people in here, one way in but no way out. What are we thinking in this state? The bill itself, 8018, points out, admits the negative economic trends in our state, yet everybody's trying to do Band-Aids on the symptoms rather than fix the underlying core problem. And in this case, that underlying core problem is as the bill admits, a negative economy based on progressive policies. Too much taxation, too much regulation on our businesses, not enough good paying jobs in our state, not enough economic opportunity, therefore not enough population. But the answer should be obvious. Just look at what's happening coming out of Washington, D.C. The federal reductions in regulations, the reductions in tax cuts have produced unprecedented economic optimism, job growth, and we're even now seeing some income growth. That's the solution: freedom and a prosperous society, not tricking people to come here. If any of our political masters have a thought of building a wall to keep people in, figuratively, of course I'm speaking, tear that out of your mind. Tear that wall down. Look to what made America great in the first place. open societies, free markets, and a people striving for freedom and prosperity. We want a state where people want to come here to raise a family and build a career, not people who have to be tricked into coming here or to stay here. That's a progressive land of make-believe scenario. We don't believe in that. We believe in reality. The economic reforms our center has been espousing is the answer. Now is the time to realize that. For the Bad Bill of the Week, Mike Stenhouse signing off.